tātou katoa. Nimen hao ora pangyongan. Greetings to all of you, my dear friends. Today I will share with you a bit about myself and my reasons for joining Toastmasters. It has actually been a year since I joined this club, and here I am finally giving my first prepared Toastmasters speech. The Icebreaker. For a long time I have had difficulty confidently expressing myself in a way that enables people to see, understand, and recognize me from my perspective. Maybe this difficulty stems from the layered structures of societal power, the cultural dynamics of voice and silence, or the convoluted contradictions between society's oppressors and the oppressed. More on that soon. For most of my life, I was able to get by without dedicating much attention to the question of voice as it pertains to me, but in the last 2 to 5 years, the need to develop my communication skills and to expose my voice to the public has bubbled to the fore and reached a crux point. I've found myself in situations where I've been expected to speak to and on behalf of societies, communities, usually, impromptu, really hate that, in professional and academic capacities, and even in my own internal family settings. But in all of these situations, I've found myself completely lacking the confidence and the ability to invoke speech. Voice, speech, the power of the spoken and the written word is something to which I believe everyone has an equitable human right. What I mean by that is that the lesser your socioeconomic rank or your structural privileges in society, the greater should be your right to freely speak, and the weightier the impact of your voice should be on decisions. There is a mid-19th century Persian proverb that beckons everyone to amplify the voices of the powerless and the disenfranchised. It says, "O children of dust, tell the rich of the midnight sighing of the poor, lest heedlessness lead them to the path of destruction and deprive them of the tree of wealth." So in general, I desire to build my confidence, empower my speaking ability, and cultivate my capacity to speak truth to power, whether it is to express my own interests or to advocate on behalf of those whose sighs need to be amplified. So basically, I've joined Toastmasters in order to ameliorate my issues. Now, I haven't introduced who I am. I just went on a big rant about stuff. So now I shall introduce myself. I am William T. Asiata. It is my name, it is who I am, and it is what I do. This title is my inheritance, gifted from my parents in the memory of my forebears. Maybe it is an outer expression of a great, maybe not great, who knows, process that continuously evolves within me. Within me, a perennial dialogue is happening at every moment, waving to and fro. My inner power dynamics shift from side to side, incrementally transforming, gradually changing, reforming, integrating, evolving at every moment. Maybe this sounds like some kind of strange identity crisis. Maybe, but I believe it actually is something that is very common to the particular age that we're all living in. If you've not experienced what I'm talking about, maybe your descendants will. So anyway, in world politics, we here talk about things like the clash of civilizations, the clash of contending cultures, big power competition, but it's all just identity politics externalized at a macro scale. Like many others, perhaps including some of you here, at the individual level, within me, diverse clan bloodlines have already confluenced. What is the heck is this clash of civilizations when people already represent the confluence of various civilizations? So I am the meeting place of many peoples. not just a finely interwoven assemblage of threads from a uniformly harmonious societal fabric. No, no, no. No, sir. No, ma'am. I am not like that. I'm a tangled intersection of many ropes, just all chucked together from the great global mess that is humanity. One big clusterfuck of a matrix. One big gang bang of civilizations. We are all the forsaken children of Romeo and Juliet on a world scale. That is what we are. Welcome, everyone, to the super diversity of industrialization 4.0. So, to be more specific, my bloodlines whakapapa to Britain, Denmark, Samoa, and South China. I'm an outright mongrel breed with plenty of Maori family too. I live at the confluence of cultures, the intersection of societies. It is who I am, it is how I exist, and is what I am destined to affect. And let it be declared for the record that only inclusive definitions that satisfy the super diverse multi-polycultural realities of these kinds of stories are eligible to define what constitutes a natural, full-blooded Kiwi, whatever the heck that means. So to wrap up and recap, through my participation in Toastmasters activities, I aim to ratchet up my capacity to stimulate social dialogue and discourse, to eradicate the culture of silence, and amplify the size of the damned, and authentically and professionally present myself to all live audiences whenever it is required. Thank you, whawhatai te lea, lava mo loto attention, e manuia.